Hey guys, it's Mickey T. Welcome back to episode 3, and this is Stoneblock on the FTB mod pack, and we are back to survive and create some awesome things. So, I am actually just kicking this episode right off with just a quick update, because I am going to be recording this over the course of a few days, but I do want to just kind of update everybody on what's going on, what I'm doing, and the direction that I'm going in for the next episode. So, basically, I have now created a crystal chest in the middle of the room, just so we could get rid of all of the stone chests because they were a little bit ugly. I've also done some work on the washing system, so we actually have this over here. It is a little bit annoying because the fans keep pushing you away and it becomes quite difficult to jump over the slabs that's holding the water in, so I'll probably go ahead and redecorate this again. I also moved the millstone over here and used some stone chests so that we could start automating the production of iron and coal and some zinc and sand. So all you have to do is basically just gather a little bit of cobble, and we're going to be gaining a lot of cobble from what I'm going to be describing in a minute. You just get some cobble, you place the cobble down in using a wand, or you just use your hand. You grab some gravel, and then all you literally need to do is just run over to this, place the gravel in the top. It'll get pulled into the millstone, as you can see there. It's got 7 gravel. And then when it actually finishes, the output of the millstone will then go down to this chute, which then places it in here. So we've just got this little automated kind of iron farm and coal farm going on, which is great because it's now given us access to the sort of basic raw materials so we can start making some progress. But what I've decided is I actually used a picture in the thumbnail in the first episode, which was like this huge dwarven hall. And it kind of inspired me to kind of produce that, but in our Let's Play series. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be placing down some stairs and building a cool looking sort of dwarven stairway that's going to go up here. And then we're basically just going to have a giant kind of hallway thing. I don't exactly know how I'm going to do this just yet, but we're going to build something that kind of looks cool, and you're going to walk up it, and then it's going to have this grand reveal of this kind of huge hall. And I've decided that this is going to be our storage area moving forward, and that's why I put the crystal chest in there, because that's kind of going to be centralized for now for everything. And then eventually what we'll have is we'll have our storage in here. But what we're actually going to be doing, what I decided I wanted to do for the forthcoming episode, is I actually wanted to use this opportunity to start gaining some materials. So as you've seen in the chest, we already have some materials. We have a little bit of redstone, a little bit of diamond, a little bit of lapis lazuli that I made into blocks, and then we've got some raw copper, so we can actually make some copper ingots. So we can actually make some progress now. But during sort of what you see now, there's actually going to be a pretty big jump. Because I'm doing a lot of work offline. I'm not actually recording the work that I'm about to do. But we are making some progress in terms of just building up the foundations for moving forward. Just so we can have automated, a lot of automated production of our materials. So I'm actually going to be building what's called a auto hammer, which was made purely for this mod pack. Here you've got the iron one, which takes 2 iron, 2 gold, 2 redstone, and an iron hammer and 2 glass. So I actually went ahead and smelted some sand earlier, and I'm probably going to have to actually put some more in the furnace because that's going to be important. And what the auto hammer actually does is it basically just acts, does what it says on the tin. It basically just automatically hammers whatever you put in there, and then as you'll have figured, once you hammer it, the outcome is whatever you put in. So for example, if we set up an auto hammer and have a chest next to it with cobble, just as it would with the normal hammer, when you actually use the auto hammer on the cobble, you'll get gravel as an output. And this is absolutely fantastic because this means we can then automate the production of iron and coal and sand. And then all we have to do is actually set up another auto hammer to accept gravel. And then obviously when you go ahead and auto hammer gravel, you get dirt, and then obviously we're not going to want a lot of dirt, but we will have some. And then again, you'll get sand, and then after sand, you'll get dust. Now, what we actually want to do is automate this completely. So there's actually a very, very basic setup we can create, which will actually just have cobble as an input, and then basically have dust as an output. Now, the only difficulty is there's no way of controlling like which one of which that you want. So for example, the output will be dust, but let's say we wanted just a bunch of gravel. We have to figure out a way of actually being able to keep that gravel and stop it from being processed into dirt or sand or whatever the next thing is in the progress. But for now, I'm actually going to go ahead and move this farm, and I'm going to set up this ready for doing a lot of digging, so I will be back. I actually also forgot very, very quickly that we actually want to be just claiming our quest rewards real quick. I want to keep on top of that. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. So let's have a look. So we got a battery. That will be useful, I'm sure, at some point. We got a crafter tier 1. Now, this is actually super important because this means we can set up auto crafting. We got some diamond ore. That's actually incredibly rare. I don't even think there's actually... Is there a recipe for this? Oh, there is. You can use a combiner with diamond dust. You can get it from Industrial Foregoing and Britannia. And you can also do... You can drip water onto 3 times compressed stone to get diamond ore. So, okay, so it's not rare, but I'm actually going to go ahead and keep this. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chest, and we'll use it as a decorative block. Okay, so I've taken a little bit of time. It's been about an hour or so. I can't quite remember. I wasn't really keeping track of the time. Now, this is the length of the hole that we're going to be digging out. So I'm going to be digging all of this out by hand at some point, and it's going to be super wide. It's literally going to be as probably about 2/3 of wide as it is long, and it's going to be like the huge mega hole that we saw in the episode number 1 thumbnail. And I've also gone ahead and done a little bit of decorating. I put the globe down on top of a shaft. It doesn't really do anything. We also got some potatoes on the go because I was also having a bit of an issue with food. So I thought I'd just make a quick farm. But now we're actually going to go ahead and make our first auto crafter. Literally, all I need to do is just put these down in basically quick concession with each other. Like so. And all we have to do, as I'm digging out this area, literally all I have to do is run along here, place the cobblestone in there, and then in theory, yep, there we are, it's got 63 cobble in there, and that's just going to start auto-hammering it, and it's quite fast as well. That is not slow by any means. Like, it's not, like, uber fast, like, we probably could do with upgrading them eventually, but literally, that's just going to output sand. And obviously, as I discussed earlier, sand, when we wash it, gives us gold and copper, but it's the gold that we really, really want. So, and then all we actually have to do is make another one, which I might do real quick. So all you're going to have to do, really, is just make another one behind it. Now, I could have added that onto the train, but it's going to be useful to kind of have the sand quite early on. Actually... Okay, so I've sort of been pushed back ever so slightly. So I actually did go ahead and make the diamond tier auto hammers, which are super incredibly fast. Like, if you look at this, they just go super duper fast. They're not mega fast, and you actually can make netherite ones. But unfortunately, I don't have any netherite as of yet. And these suffice. However, the issue that I have here is this is going to output dust, right? We knew this. This was our goal. But here's the issue. So dust only gives off redstone, which is obviously what we need in quite a big excess amounts of. We do need a lot of redstone. We're going to need like at least a stack of redstone blocks, so we're going to need a lot. But the next issue that we have is that we also need gold. Now, in order to get gold, I have to go and light this up first. Hey guys, it's a little bit late. It's 10 PM at night, so I will be a little bit quieter than usual because the wife is in bed. But I do want to take this moment to just explain what we actually did. So I was actually inspired by a different YouTuber. Big up to System Collapse, who is also doing a playthrough and is much more talented at mod packs than I am, who gave me the idea of doing this system, of building a few more hammers, and he actually connects, he actually uses the barrels, but I use the compacting drawer instead. And he also uses cobble generators here, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and stick some chests here for now, just purely out of the fact that we are going to be mining out all of that area by hand, so I want to use the cobble rather than having the hassle of throwing it away. I want to kind of be, you know, a little bit more self-sufficient. I kind of want to say that we sourced everything ourselves, and I kind of want to prove it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some chests on here. I'm going to carry on digging out that area, and I'm going to try and mob-proof it. And I'm also going to get some chests on here, and then that should allow us to start getting the basic resources so that we can wash it. I'm also going to go ahead and just slightly redesign the washing area. And then the next episode we're going to be looking at chickens, because I think chickens are going to give us the best access to mass producing materials. And then as soon as we have all the chickens on the go and everything set up, we'll then start looking at storage, and we'll start getting all that set up. So for now, I think I'm just going to go and do some work, and I'll be back in a... Okay, so I need to hand in this quest. I got a reward from a loot chest. I'm going to put that on, give me a bit of protection. So here's what I've done, just to update you guys. So, oh, we got a loot bee. Let me collect this loot first, and then I will bring you up to speed, because I have done a lot. It's now almost 11 PM, and I should be alright. So basically, I've moved all this around. Now, this is not the most efficient way of doing this at all, by the way, so do not copy this. To be honest, it probably would have just... I suppose it's not bad, actually. But I moved this out here, and it's just so that I could basically have the iron and coal production go into the same chest as all the wash materials. Ooh, what's this? Energy card. I keep doing this, though. I keep saying, oh, the drops from the bees aren't even good, I'm not going to get them. And then as soon as one spawns in, I'm always kind of just hoping low-key that it's like something that we don't have. You know, like something like a trinket or something that can be really useful. But, you know, I can keep dreaming. So, yeah, anyway, I moved this outside and put it on top of this chest that was already existing, just so we can have everything kind of going in one chest. I re-put down this. Now, you still do burn when you're standing here, which is a little bit annoying. I'm not really sure how you can counteract that effect at the moment. And then this one's going to be for soul sand. I just need to make it first. So I did move all this back and kind of rejig the room just so that this looks much nicer. And I will hide this eventually. I'll be getting rid of this when we get our proper crushing system set up. So all this will be hidden. This will just look like 3 holes that you can just come and stand in and do the washing and stuff at. But this isn't probably going to be too much useful for much longer, especially when we start getting into chickens. But that's been a great little place, and I'll probably keep it there just for nostalgia purposes. I already showed you guys this. We actually got the chests in, and we've actually got quite a lot of materials here. We've got, you know, 700 gravel, we got a little bit of dirt. I've actually used some, which I'm going to show you in a second. Then we got like 1.5k dust, which is great, because we actually need this. So I'm going to empty most of this and go and wash it, because we actually need the redstone quite desperately, so that we can make the 5x5 hammer, because the 3x3 hammer is great, but it's just not cutting it. And I am aware that I just put the wand in there, but I'll pick it back up in a minute. So what I did was I actually made a botany pot, a hopper botany pot, so that we can get some seeds and some wheat. And I've put all the spare seeds down here because I realised that this botany pot really wasn't giving us a whole lot of wheat, a whole lot of seeds, and we need a lot of seeds for when we get into chickens. It's going to take us several stacks of seeds, so I'm collecting them. And down here, I made a little room to be growing trees whilst we're kind of AFK. And this is just because I was kind of running out of wood a little bit, and I thought, you know what, I want to make like a garden area, and I realised that this is probably going to be expanded, and I'll probably turn this into like our underground dwarven farm area. I'll make it look all cool and dwarven at some point. A lot of this just kind of needs decorating and finishing off. I'm still in the process of digging these tunnels. As you can see, the progress isn't too fast because I've kind of been sidetracked with everything else. And what I will say is the slimes are really annoying. So we're probably definitely going to be dealing with the slimes sooner rather than later. Just because I've almost died to like several big ones, and they're just really annoying sound-wise, and I don't have the ability to turn off the sound yet. But that's definitely something we're looking into. I'm just going to go ahead and open up this epic loot. Bubble coral fan. I don't know really what I'm going to do with that. Coral. I don't really know what that is used for, honestly. It hasn't really got much of an EMC value. We can use it in a cytogenic insulator to get more. Or we can use it in a botany pot to get more. But it doesn't have a use. Is it just... I don't even know what it does. I'll probably just throw it in the chest. Yeah, the chest is also full. And this is what happened on my single player world that I showed you guys in the previous episode. My chest got full, and then I started having to juggle everything in my inventory. And then things just got really annoying after that. So we will be working on the storage pretty soon. But I did say we were going to be doing chickens next. So in the next episode, all we're going to do is just going to be focusing on getting the chickens up and running. But until we actually get to that point, I am going to carry on digging and upgrading my hammer, because I want to upgrade. Right, so this is what we're going to do. This is going to be the end of this episode. We're going to finish up here. We got our seeds on the go. We got our farm. We got everything moved around. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this episode here. I'm going to start the next episode. And the next episode, we are going to be just doing chickens. But before we start that episode, I'm going to be upgrading this hammer. I'm going to be building a 5x5 hammer, which is going to be requiring a lot of redstone. So we're going to be washing a lot of sand. So we just got like a fair bit there. So that was quite good. We can probably take this all out and go and craft some blocks. I think we needed 6 blocks per one, I think. And I think we only really have to make one, I think, and then we can just repair it. So where is it? 5x5 hammer. So we need to make a reinforced. Yeah, so we now need blocks of gold. So gold is going to be the next thing, and for gold we need to wash sand. So in order to get sand, I'm going to have a quick look. Is sand better from milling? What's the chance? 40% chance from gravel. Or... Wait, no, because that's some work, because it's 100% chance with this one. It just means we have to prioritize putting... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and carry on digging this out and getting as much sand as possible to wash so that we can get gold, so that we can make that hammer. And then as soon as I've made that hammer, I'll be starting the next episode. So thank you guys for watching. I've been Mickey Teeth. I really, really appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments. I'm always happy to read them. And take care, guys.